Not really drunk much here because in general restaurants you would want arbor wine, but in Essos it's all the rage for rich people.
Hmm.
That is so weird. It's the opposite in Bravos with the colors.
Well, the Bravos are not like the other free cities. These guys generally Lys has very sort of pale colors and generally love to have like bright yellows and stuff
Hmm.
to match their like fair white skin and pale white hair of Valerian origin. Then there's Tyrush, who loves to paint their hair and style their clothing in crazy color combinations. And Valantis, who sort of like the purples and wine-colored togas and like to play that they're Valerians.
And then Bravos where the normal people wear crazy colors and the rich wear really boring colors. Like gray.
It's because they have a lot of dye up there, so it's super easy to get. So there's no fun in having crazy colors.
There's no, yeah.
While in other places, slaves wear like only white or gray. So, unless you tell them to wear other things, but that's generally work slaves would have. So you want to distinguish yourselves from them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is upside down.
Yeah, but that's the room where you find yourselves basically. These awkward. I mean, a lot has happened basically
Hmm.
from
Yes,
this
it's
being
not.
standard Westerosi castle.
It's not the side hall I
Sir
remember.
Fossaway, probably. I mean,
I can understand his feelings.
yeah. This is simply not proper.
No,
Probably.
these. Can we take down these? Like
You could like stand up and like reach up and begin to
Alaric.
remove them.
So it's
Wait, what?
basically pleasure slaves.
He's just staring at the what?
He's so
that's-
confused.
Take these away.
I don't
if
think
you're
you should
gonna be
do
in
that.
these rooms, I'm not
Ashra sort of
gonna-
looks at them, like up and down a few times.
I don't.
Yeah, might make it difficult to sleep for the old man.
Doesn't would pretend he didn't hear that.
He basically says, I will spare you the embarrassment of asking. Elric, you can reach.
This is not your house. I think it would be a bad idea.
Ashra sort of goes, I spilled wine on your table and asked to pick up the cup. I can remove tapestries from my room.
And he said had to make ourselves at home, right?
Okay, sure.
Says, I had no idea what he said, but I assumed that as much.
Presume. I mean,
I
it's
don't
just
know,
courtesy, right?
I just ate the fish.
We were offered all the hospitality, so I see no reason why not.
Yeah, Alaric will take down the tapestries.
How am I to talk to Ashra? Even he was like, I've never talked to Ashra. How am I to talk to Ashra?
He looks at you and says, "You don't."
Pleb. I know. As long as you remember the titles. He is a milord to you.
So I have to call him Milord.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Of Tyrell,
Yes.
generally, not by first name.
Okay.
My lord
So,
Tyrell.
sorry,
not me,
Milord. I didn't mean to call you by first name.
Yeah.
Desmond looks at him,
So,
Well, I thought it was okay because
Yeah.
Alaric called him by first name.
Yes.
Alaric
but
grew up
that's-
with this man.
That's Alaric. That's
different.
I
Alaric.
thought it was normal.
No.
So Alaric is not normal.
Alaric
I
only
said-
gets
I
away
had-
with it
I
in
did
private.
say sorry to the Lord.
welcome to the den, as you would call it. I hope you find what you're looking for. Sort of looks to Desmond judgingly.
Yeah, let's judge Desmond.
You know what? I'll just, fine. Desmond will leave and never come back, and you can stand there and judge.
I wanna have a flashback at this moment to like what Decim told Agatha before leaving.
What did you tell you once?
We're going away, darling. Where? Oh, just
Not
just
away,
beside a hall.
Conference.
A conference. Yes.
What
Only
did he
boring
say?
people there.
Yeah, what did you say?
We only talked to Lord Fossaway.
He will told her the truth.
We're
That
gonna
they
go to
want
a
to see if they
Lyseni
can,
party.
can meet Halen and maybe bring him back if everything goes well.
Well, it's certainly a noble endeavor. She knows him well enough to not be worried about it.
Of course not.
Maybe kill him if everything goes really well.
Really well killed. Yeah, pretty good.
As
Though she probably did quirk an eyebrow at Lyseni, like party style.
Oh, don't worry. Decimus a rock.
did
His will is just amazing.
did Ashford look angry at Nima for accidentally calling him by first name?
Nah, didn't really notice you talking much.
You know, that's good. So are we just gonna stay here, or how does it work?
You go mingle.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're gonna have
let's
to go
try.
mingle. Let's
Oh.
fan out.
The
Next
tapestries that we have removed. Gonna go out and mingle.
Yeah, this will probably be next time.
Engage mingling. I mean, Kvalar is an excellent conversation starter. Look at him.
So I have a white bird,
Look at him.
Look at this fantastic
He's a
beast.
Valerian
and they're
raven.
like Valerian speak, and you're like, ah,
Oh yes, of course, of course.
Oh, cool. You just
what
insulted you.
then?
Do go on. It is ever so interesting. Could I have spent?
What about local joust?
Could I have spent my time going up here learning Valerian?
Probably not be enough. Yeah, maybe you can put like one.
It takes
Well,
one
stay
week.
in it,
It
which
takes
means you
1
can
week and it
put
requires
it
30
in-
experience points.
Yeah,
So 30.
30 because it's an
counts
extra
as raising
language.
a stat by 1 step, which
Oh,
means
God, no.
30
I
experience
don't-
points.
Actual language stat.
Okay, no, I can't do that. I thought
Which
it
is
was
a
like a bonus die.
No,
I spent 10 XP at start of game to do it.
Yeah, okay. Okay, never mind. Can't do it.
I know it, but I'm rusty.
Yeah, like your Bravosi
Single-
counts as like
single-
actual like stat points.
Huh.
Yeah. A single die is enough to like speak, to make yourself understood.
You know, I couldn't do big flowery language, but I can do enough to do general conversation.
Not poetry. It's just like the stuff you need if you're like a traveling tourist and stuff.
What do
Who-
you have in
That's
What
a
do you
valid
have in-
question.
What do you have in Bravosi?
Yeah, Jonas.
In that case, one.
One?
Gesundheit.
That would have been 10 experience. Because if you had more than that, you would have had to pay like an extra like.
No, it's only.
So you can't get confused when Nima go talk to.
Nibe can also like write it.
Yeah.
Yes, and he can understand messages. That might be a maybe.
If I concentrate really hard.
Read, but writing it is more difficult. Crazy Bravosi letters.
Mm.
We have
All
like
these
6 letters that are not in the Westerosi alphabet.
It's very confusing.
Blue like bonus letters. Well, I suppose that'll where we stop. Next time we'll basically see you all partying with a lot of foreigners
Yeah.
in
And
a place
only
that
Arno
is
back being
just not Westerosi proper. While Bree and Rosette are reforming the house, sort of gender policies, and dealing with mysterious abduction, murder, disappearances.
I think a good plan would be for Alaric and Astra just to walk around trying to find people that actually speak Westerosi.
I mean, you're impressive just walking around. People are gonna love
yeah,
you.
Yeah, they're gonna fucking love
Can I
Like,
it.
use
you're-
the Alaric-
You're a
can I use the Alaric
spectacle just
conversation
walking around.
starter?
Maybe you
Alaric
can
is the
convert to like Valor or something if you.
I'm just saying. Can I go around with like Sir Alaric and just be like, so look at my giant bodyguard.
Yeah, look at this.
Just make sure, Halldamir, that Sir Alaric does not leave, so Nima can get the sword just in case.
Can
Oh,
you
yeah.
hide the sword on your person somehow?
It's how
Alaric.
would you hide it?
Yeah,
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
probably not, unless the dress is big enough that you could possibly.
I'm not
Hide
sure
it?
about the courtier
No
guard.
one has taken your weapons.
Yeah, you could
Lots
probably
of
just wear it,
strangers
to
seem
be
to
honest.
certainly be wearing their stuff. Well, because they don't trust one another, because... You know,
Oh, Alaric's definitely in armor. He doesn't give
So
a fuck.
Nima could walk around with her sword, but no problem.
To be honest, who
probably. If she's a Barosi, they probably expect it.
who really cares? Like, if you get
but-
weird looks from these weirdos anyway.
I mean, you're not the weirdest
Well,
thing.
it's
in this
not
room.
looks.
Oh,
It's
no.
not. It's not the looks. It's the whole.
I don't think there'll be a problem, honestly.
Well, then
I-
Nima will
Yeah.
have her dark. Brother's sword.
Yeah, I don't see there being a problem. Well, I don't know about Lanus or Ashra, but Alaric's definitely walking around in armor.
Sure.
He doesn't give a fuck. He's used to wearing his
I
armor.
mean, you're the
It's like-
bodyguard. You're
it's
supposed
like
to be
his
big
normal-
and
I mean, it's hard for you to be
Yeah.
touched by pleasure slaves whenever you're wearing full plate. You just go ahead and look like a sore thumb here in this land of
Hey, there's
seldom clothes.
Yeah,
There-
Do they
I feel like
have
I can be my
pleasure
bodyguard,
slaves?
it's
the
fine.
here?
land of seldom clothes.
Yeah.
That is not legal.
It's a good
There
land
is,
to be in.
there's normally like a little
Maybe no one has to know.
slot in their armor. that
Maybe
you-
no one has to know.
You know.
He's got a service.
You know, Nima would seriously with glee
The scat hatch.
accept an assassination against this lady.
Just don't get caught.
Yeah,
I
the
won't
problem
get
is
caught.
we'd have to leave. You'd have to stay for like a day, kill them, and then catch up to us because we can't be there when it happens because it will just draw attention to us.
Yeah, you would need probably to disguise yourself so they don't. Oh, that's the lady that came in with the Caladans.
Yeah, you would have to become a dude.
Well, Nima can easily become a dude.
Yeah, exactly. But you'd have to become a dude, wait there while we travel away.
I mean,
Kill
she's
the
the
person
master
and-
assassin. I'm sure she can figure it out.
Oh yeah, definitely. But we
So,
can't. Be
not too much development this session, but I suppose it was also as much talking to people and getting your bearings and the
Good
current
session.
situation.
I mean, it's the start of the new grand campaign goal. So we need to establish a few things.
I hope you're enjoying yourselves regardless.
Oh yeah.
I am pleasantly amused by what's going to be happening next session. My language will come in useful.
I
Yeah.
might not be here next session, but in that case, I will leave the interaction to in the warm hands of Lanus. He certainly, if anyone can convince his brother to come back, it's probably Lanus because they did like each other very much.
Where are you gonna be?
At my birthday party, probably.
Didn't you listen?
Oh. Well, how would I
Did you
know?
forget Jonas'
said.
birthday?
I did.
He
gonna
said
cry
this
now.
session. He said during the
When?
session.
Come back here, come back here.
Bertie.
Nobody loves me.
Well,
Yeah, no,
I was
it's-
obviously not there when he said it.
It's either Saturday or Sunday. I don't know yet. I know tomorrow.
Oh, you know tomorrow. Ah, that gives plenty of time. A
Yep.
week. Whole week notice.
Yeah, almost.
You should be absent anyway, so that Dark can do all of the talking.
know.
I like to listen to Dark talk.
I mean, Doc's gonna be the only one that can communicate with most of the people anyway.
He has a better accent than I do.
He will be the one who can listen to the snide sons of bitches whispering. But my awareness is 19 bajillion. You don't understand the language, motherfucker.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
sound like they're speaking of something important and like interesting and full of intrigue.
I use my eidetic memory to like parrot their speech.
Learn it
Yeah.
later.
I mean, Desem, if I'm gone, Desem will be somewhere talking to someone.
Oh,
maybe
he'll
he
be
find
somewhere.
maybe he'll find a crazy alchemist that he can
Falls into
convince to
some
make
lovely tit
dragfire.
cushions.
I mean, it's better than the alternative. Which I imagine,
Excuse me.
because I imagine the alternative would just be like Lane's having a conversation and suddenly just creepy doesn't go up to his shoulder and whisper something and disappears again.
And he like, yes, of course. And then like Desem just deadpan looks at things. I need more like skeletal hands on Desem. So, like,
No, you don't.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like,
like
no, you
the
really
skeletal
don't.
hand on the
Wrinkled.
shoulder of
You
Lanus,
become
and then
the
like
next
whisper something.
venerable age category where
Yeah.
you're just like,
Yes.
one question I asked earlier was when is Nalia due to pop?
That's gotta be soon, yeah. It's gonna be very soon.
Don't say pop.
Well, the
Okay,
exact
go
thing
into later.
Yeah, I drink things, Halldamir.
Yeah, it's an English.
You haven't seen him much. He hasn't
Crazy
really run
spicy.
around the tourney fields and such, because, he can't.
We live in the same house.
Mr. Cole's gonna take care of that.
Good.
She's in the best hands we
birth.
can find for me.
She certainly is. There's no better hands.
I hope he's not gonna use freaking.
Leeches?
Of course he is.
Leeches. Of course he is.
You don't use leeches when you give
Every
it
good-
birth.
Everything
It should be
needs
the opposite,
leeches.
the fear of blood loss.
Everything
Yep.
needs leeches. Alaric has 3 on him right now.
Oh, wait, do you?
No.
I've been left alone with Maester Cole for a moon. It's time to embark on the great investigation into whether the man is unfairly and unjustly prolonging the Lord's life.
Swear to God, if
Find out.
Because Bree
By,
most
by
certainly
taking him
does-
away, putting him in a dungeon for a month and seeing if that dies.
Because Bree most certainly does dislike the Maester.
I just like him too.
We'll find
Yeah.
out what's in the forest.
The whole leech
Yeah.
thingy, it's a weird.
Maester in the forest killing everyone.
You
Devil.
know, in Nima's head, the maester, the reason he uses leeches is because he likes it in a
Of
creepy
course
way.
he does.
Doing what you love and being good at it is a wonderful
No,
thing.
he likes
Yeah.
it in a creepy way.
Alaric likes to cut people in two, but no one says that's creepy. What's wrong?
Well,
but it
it's
is
a
kind
little
of
bit-
creepy.
It is.
But no
is.
one says that.
I mean, you don't advertise it for.
No, it's
'Cause,
true.
uh,
It's true.
They
No,
do
but
not
you never
use
see him
leeches
frown.
in Bravos, so he is only doing it because he's
You
creepy
guys,
about it.
you're just misunderstanding Maester Cole. He has a heart of gold.
I love Maester Cole. He has saved us more times than, like, he's paid
Nima
for
has
himself.
only been with him once, and that was because you're like, oh, you can't go to the tourney.
He's a pillar of
You're
the community.
wounded.
Yeah, because you could have
Gross.
died.
He's not about to be a pillar of the community anymore.
If you do anything to Maester Cole, so help me, the 7.
We will put you in the foundations of the
Don't
sect.
you dare invoke the 7. Not you, of all people.
Decim actually has an altar for the 7. Remember he made one that was kind of
Just so he
creepy.
can desecrate it every day.
That's
Oh, that's what the peasants think. Or some of
Yeah.
them.
I guess.
Fucking guy.
He's doing his unholy ritual.
All being said, this may not be inaccurate.
You.
I should have just gone with Lord
And
Tran's
again,
decision. Just
And-
sold
Andrew in chat has a good point. The
blood
baby,
sorcery.
until the umbilical cord is cut, is a giant leech.
Ew! Why would you say
is-
that?
That's
I didn't say it. Andrew said it.
I mean maybe
You
True.
said it.
It's
He
true.
wrote it.
It's your
It's
fault just
true.
as much, Halldamir.
It is
yeah,
true
you're
though.
not. I mean, maybe Maester Cole has written something on this. Maybe there's a book.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe
he's
there is a book.
probably written works that detailing a lot of
There's
things when it comes to this stuff.
Definitely
Babies
something
and
you're
leeches equals the
misunderstanding
same.
there,
So-
Halldamir. The ability cord is not connected to the human.
What?
It's not connected to the woman.
Yes, it is.
It is.
No,
No.
It, but
it's not. Did I just blow your mind?
I feel like I'm missing
Google it.
something.
It's time to no. Let's.
It is. It is.
No.
You have the placenta. That's the connection. mostly.
Well, it's connected
And there's
via
then
other parts, basically.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, like the placenta. Technically, it connects the baby to the mother.
It's not a direct.
It's not a direct
direct
connection,
connect,
but it
so
still
no.
connects it.
So it's
There's a sort of a basically a lot of fluids where the transfer of different things over the two membranes happen.
This is what we need. We need debate between all the biologists of the group.
It's a very effective way of
I
transferring.
mean,
these
I
things.
guess this conversation is happening.
Keeping the
Technic-
it's also what keeps the sort of the blood flow generally of the child and the mother sort of separate, because you
Yes.
can't mix that too easily. I mean, it does happen, but If it happens too much, then
the
they
thing it's
die.
connected to basically looks like a tree.
Yeah, it's because it raises the surface area. And when you have transfers of something from water into a non-water substance, you want a high surface area to get the high movement.
What are the doctors called that help giving birth? Midwife.
Mm-hmm.
Their sigil is a tree because of that. Mm-hmm. The thing the baby's connected to looks like a tree.
So, I learn a little bit every day.
And it's me and Benekai who has to tell you about it. Dude.
I mean, yes, because
Something that
Manikai
comes up in general conversation.
because that's your field of expertise. So yes.
No, it's not really his field of expertise.
It is a mammalian thing. So
I thought you worked more with plants.
well, yeah, but I know about lots. I mean, biology is my field. So
Whenever you study biology, there are certain things you just have to know about.
it's almost like people care more about animals than plants in general.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I know is because I'm a girl, and that's what I was taught in school.
Well, thank you for the session. I hope it wasn't boring, even if we didn't get that sort of story far. Perhaps a few things have cleared, and perhaps there's a plan to go forward with. And I suppose that by itself is a victory sometimes.
Alternatively, thank you, Manikai, for the session.
How much you want to do during the week, Manikai?
Well, I think the investigation into whatever this forest thing has been will be something we'll do in the session to sort of move between that. I think it'll be a fun little bit of action, perhaps.
Okay.
However, if you have other ideas for things you want to do, basically outside of that, or the plan Rosette has proposed,
Yes,
I think
the
we'll probably
little
handle.
NPC lady is in the her council meeting of sorts.
Yeah.
The,
We can probably do that along the week when we get a bit further
okay.
Into it. I think that's fine. Also, because it might make it more interesting for the others to not really know exactly what happens before they return and has it described to them.
I have plausible deniability. I'll say it's Rosette's fault.
And I won't believe you.
What was I going to do? Be rude?
Everyone
to
will
the
believe you.
future lady of the house?
Oh! Are you gonna pull that on us, huh?
I most certainly will be. Yeah, yes, that would have been it. I'm supposed to be getting better, right? Should I just tell Rosette to go fuck herself? I mean, she's gonna be lady of the house. Damn right I'll pull that
She could
card.
throw you out, ass, in the future.
That's right.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm trying to build bridges and make connections. So I went along with her idea.
Whatever it might end up being.
Rolling my
Don't
eyes.
try to use me as a spy. I always sleep when they talk.
There you go, Manikai.
Wonderful. And you said no to the lawnman's offer?
Yeah, fuck those guys. It's creepy as
I
shit.
think you don't like them.
Well, yeah.
There's only mild reasons why.
Mild reason.
You know, in Nima's head, she was basically, okay, how would I feel if someone did that to Bree? I would be enraged.
In general Westerosi culture, the woman generally doesn't have too much control over her own marriage. Sort of a common thing, but having foreigners decide it generally isn't how it goes. Right.
That's all I have to say. It was a session. I'm not entirely sure how much memorable things happened, but compared to the tournament excitement we just had, how could there be anything memorable this session?
And it's the calm
It
before
does
next
say
storm.
that the storylines are, or the sessions are supposed to go in a dramatic arc to make it more and more dangerous and interesting as we go along. So suppose that's what we do.
I feel like we're coming up to the first big
Like
crescendo.
Really?
the
After
first?
the first?
I mean, the whole war was kind of like it kind of.
the
I don't know,
trial
little-
was for you.
I for that it was like we
was like our
just
most
seemed to
major
ruffle stomp
victory.
that one.
It was the
Trial
most major
felt-
It
victory.
just it felt like we
Very
beat it so
easy
easily.
compared to this.
Yeah. You're analyzing that with hindsight instead of thinking about how you felt going into it, which would
Oh,
be
yeah,
lying,
yeah.
Halldamir.
Well, I think
I heard a lot of we're so fucked.
yeah.
I
I
most certainly
was,
did.
I was definitely saying
on the edge of my seat for that trial.
Manikai? How many points, or how much XP did it cost for me to raise my awareness?
30.
1 point, 1 die basically costs 30 experience.
Cool.
Also, need to be trained for some time by someone who has better, or try to learn on your own. It just takes longer.
What's this?
I imagine you'd basically
Awareness,
just be training it yourself
Yeah.
for a month, a moon basically.
So now I'm awareness 4.
You can it'll kick in basically in a moon.
So I'm not gonna. Can I just write it now and you'll remember?
Sure.
Cool. And it was 30.
Yes, it's 30. Oh, we gotta remember.
I did write it down.
Yeah. Good.
Help. Send help.
No,
Well,
Jonas,
That,
there is no help.
that raises your combat defense and mental defense by 1 each. By the way.
Yes.
Just
Okay, I'll write that down too.
And,
I noticed that as well.
it's gonna be great, Jonas. You're gonna be out, possibly partying on the same day we have the session. I hope there's at least like maybe like a 90-second window as you're like hammering down like whatever shots of like vodka or whatever that you just like flash back to like and just like, oh god. It's like,
I
well,
must
need another.
I must leave. And then I just get me even more drunk.
Yep. As you collapse upon the tit cushions.
He thinks they're cushions, though.
I don't even know how to interpret that.
Oh, you know, Jonas.
Everyone
I
likes a
mean,
place to lay their head.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's, that is certainly true.
You see, I speak nothing but truth.
Hmm.
I'm the truth
Well,
sayer.
I wouldn't go quite that far.
Well, I mean,
Is-
I did.
I know. Is there a passive perception on the
On token.
no on the character sheet?
Nope.
That's fine. Even if I'm gone, I am sure I'm sure Elanis, who is actually the one speaking the language anyway, can do a very good performance.
I mean, I basically planned anyway to basically kick you to the side next session because of the fact that, well, fuck you, you don't speak the language.
I mean, this is the heir of the house, the future lord who will oversee everything. This is his chance to like glow here and radiate with power. And I do like listening to Dark speak. He likes to hide it and keep it bottled from us. This will be his shining beacon.
Yes.
Turns out
Meanwhile,
Jonas doesn't have to be gone, and Grimmeth is very disappointed.
Even if Jonas is here, I'm still going to try pushing. him.
I don't think any one or even two characters control like the fate of the party. I could fucking like hang myself, and then like Tina could like write like a soliloquy about me, and I think you guys would still handle yourselves just fine. Was that
I
a little
would
bit?
be
that was
very
a-
upset. Thank you very much.
Come back. Are you trying to tell us something? Well, my lord, when you came back, it was a.
It was a massacre.
Bree's dead.
She hung herself from the parapets.
Half the population is dead.
She was screaming about Lorne and how it was right all this
Take a look
time.
at your sheet. Now half every score.
Oh, well, there we go.
Well, we're still mildly influential.
Put another villain
I
on
almost
there.
spit down on my tongue.
She insulted
Ah.
everyone, but Yeah.
Good times. But no, I in general always operate under the assessment that no one person or even two people are so crucial that it derails the entire table. I would not be upset at all if I like missed like 4 sessions and you guys kept going. I've been like, great. I would have been pissed if you did stop.
I don't want you to stop either. I just say just keep going. It's great.
I was just
like
replying.
language.
To,
This
I
is
was just
People
replying
begin
to
to disappear
Manakai's
for 4
comment.
sessions.
this is your brother that you love very much. Everything is great. It's just it's more like Decim would like give an opportunity. Decim would of course talk to him like that. There's no conceivable reason why he wouldn't. But maybe it'll be a thing like Lannis found him and talked to him while Decim was somewhere else, and maybe I can do a bit of talking after that. We'll see.
That'll be an interesting throwback conversation. I haven't like Halen versus Lanny haven't seen each other for over a decade when Lanny was a little kid.
I was
Yep.
5, he was 10.
The
I wrote
rooftop with a
letters to you
dagger.
this time. How many letters? How many?
Cheering foreigners everywhere.
Never
And then Halen's like, I never got any of them. How
Peak.
taken them.
You never
And then you
answered
can-
my letters.
And then you bond over that, and then we can go and get Peak.
You go get hammered at the open bar together.
Yep. Hang on each other's shoulders. You're my best friend, you know that.
But you're not gonna become the lord of the house.
Let's go talk to some pleasure slaves.
I mean, if we
You
can
better
get him
just you're gonna have to become the next Septon because that'll be something that I get to do too. Because I'll be there with the stewardess and with Rosette. We'll get to decide how to spend all the points of power and wealth. Yeah. Yes, we will build the buildings. We have the technology.
So would Neva get a description on how this kid looks like?
I mean, as far as we
Not really
know,
sure. Because the last time they saw him, he was like,
Can be like 10 at
Kid.
most.
you know,
He was 10 and now he's 20.
it's
Well,
like
did he
it's like
have
Jessup-
purple eyes?
Jessup could
No.
probably recognize some of him. It's like, is that him?
Is that a
Like,
Caladan based on all the
Yeah.
Caladans I've seen?
Exactly.
strangely
There's
sort of
something-
dark emerald eyes, but not. He doesn't have the hair and such.
Like you're strangely familiar.
He's not as pretty as his brother.
It might be one of those.
Er.
But not,
Yeah,
but not
it's
as
him,
ugly
of
as his
course.
sister.
Yeah.
That was kind of inflicted on
all the
her,
looks
not really
went to the middle
genetics.
there.
It's true.
How can they get so different free kids?
That's
Well,
why
Let's see, I was scarred by while being kidnapped.
No, I'm talking
And-
about appearance, and I'm not talking about your scars. I'm talking about
Maybe he looks
hair,
a lot
hair
like Bree.
color and eye color.
Because the hair and eye color is more of like a special trait than
Some
anything.
people from Valeria just have that thing,
Yeah,
and some don't.
Thing. Whereas
it's not like
Halen
guaranteed.
and Bree have more of the Andal blood coursing through their veins from the Tarly side.
That's normally why the Targaryens marry their siblings, because they want to keep the blood pure, so their hair and the eye colors remain the same.
They have brought in people from Lice as well because they're so pretty.
They're so
Gonna
pretty.
get some of that in there.
So there's many reasons why.
Well, it's because it's what Aegon the Conqueror did.
Well, yeah, that's it.
So, I mean, he did it. He was great. So let's keep doing it forever.
Yeah.
There's going to be no problems associated with it.
If it was
Worked
good
for
enough
him,
for
right?
Aegon the Conqueror, then it's
Yeah.
Yeah, who are you?
They stopped
to break-
having multiple wives. You know, stop that. And I mean, Baelor the Blessed said that he would not do such ungodly things and put all his sisters in the maiden vault so that he wouldn't be tempted.
But well, how did that
What?
work out?
Seems very ungodly to me.
something.
It
was-
worked out great for him.
What's
I'm
the
not
maiden vault?
It's where he
It's,
kept all
Where
of
he
his
put all
sisters.
of
Baelor
his
the
sisters.
Blessed had a lot of sisters when he became the king, but he was tempted by them, and he thought that would be ungodly because they were his sisters, so he built like a tower and locked them all in there. That's the maiden vault, so that they could not get near any men.
Because that would be ungodly.
Targaryen?
Yes, yes. Bael the Blessed. The highest, he built a giant sept for all his money.
The father of the current
Baelor's
king.
sept.
So, did he marry
He's not the father of the current king, he's further
No?
back.
Oh,
No,
is he
but
further
did,
back? Oh,
did he marry one of his sisters regardless?
No. He didn't marry anyone.
Anyone?
I don't believe he married anyone. He was too holy for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think he died from, like, not eating during, like, a period where he
That would be
wasn't.
correct. He died during his fast.
Yeah. Because he elongated it too much.
In
He
other
was
words,
very
he
holy. He
decided
made a
not to eat.
peace with
that broke Tina.
very funny.
All right.
The only reason I
What's
know
you
that
giggling at that, Tina?
the only reason I know that is because it's actually somewhere in the show there's a line where someone mentions it.
He's very, very holy.
Oh my god, that's hilarious!
They say that he walked the bone way barefoot to Dorne, where he went into a snake pit and picked up his nephew, Aemon the Dragon Knight, the greatest knight who ever lived before Longthorn, and then carried him out. And the Dornish just looked on because he was so holy, and they were struck by it. And then they made peace with the Seven Kingdoms instead of
did he-
invading.
What did he do in a snake pit?
To save his brother.
The brother
What
was.
was his brother doing down
He
there?
was being captured because Dorne had invaded and captured and defeated everyone.
They
and
threw
so-
him in a snake pit?
Well, yeah, Will has snake pits. It's pits full of snakes where they throw people in to get bitten.
Well, not
Oh
anymore,
my god,
right?
that is so hilarious that he died because he was...
Yeah, he survived being bitten by a whole bunch of adders and then
no, they
starved
didn't bite
himself.
him because he was so holy.
Oh, yeah.
Seven protected him.
And then he starved himself to death.
Some people say that that's not true, but those are ungodly heathens. Baelor built a giant sept. Baelor had the maiden vault. Baelor feasted a lot, fasted. Baelor didn't drink alcohol. Baelor was amazing. Fucking holy saint guy.
I bet he banged all his sisters.
No, he never did.
How would you know?
Because Baelor, this was amazing and holy. How dare you say such a thing about him?
I can't get over the fact that his holiness became his death. That is so stupid.
It's very ironic, isn't it?
No, he
He-
wanted to
so
be closer to the
ironic.
gods.
He
You know-
had so much willpower that he was able to overpower like his body's demand for sustenance.
No,
That's pretty
he's-
remarkable,
The
actually.
body is
No,
it's
sinful
pretty
and should be
impressive.
punished for it.
No, it's
impressive, to
stupid
be
as hell.
It
He's
may
like,
be stupid,
oh,
but
I'm
it's
gonna
impressive."
starve myself. I can feel I'm about to die, but screw it, I'm gonna stop. Just what an idiot!
Maybe
But
he
made
thought he'd be
peace
closer
and
to the
changed
gods.
world.
I didn't hear what either of you said, but I have a feeling that whatever both of you said was stupid.
He made peace with Dorne.
So
He
judgmental.
did, yeah.
And they both were like, but he's so holy.
He allows the
He
cosmic
was.
microfood to enter into the pores of his skin. Why can't you understand?
That's why he was called Baelor the Blessed. He was
Because-
holy.
As
People
Baelor
who
said.
are so blessed are so stupid.
But the maiden vault.
The maiden vault.
They were locked
How
in
many
there.
sisters did he have?
Well, it was also like cousins and whoever other maidens you could find were stuck in there.
He would not fall victim to the Targaryen thing. No.
No.
So
They were tempting him every day, and he locked them all up.
His
So
willpower
all of
must
the-
have-
It was like,
See-
oh, let's go visit our cousin, and then he locked you up.
All
I
of the
would- I-
female Targaryens, basically.
His willpower and dedication bonus dice must have been through the roof.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
He doesn't like Baelor the Blessed. You know, I think the Blessed gave it away.
Then there was the opposite, Aegon the Unworthy.
Yes, he had one of those least hearts at the end, didn't he? Didn't he have like one of those like least like ladies at the end as like his final like?
I believe so, yeah.
What?
Aegon the Unworthy had basically, he slept with everyone, all the women, all over the place, no matter who they were. He didn't give a damn.
All the
Oh,
women.
that's why there are so many.
So many bastards.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
on his deathbed, he was like, "You're all real Targaryens now." Ugh.
Yeah.
That's why the current king has so many pretenders, unnumbered pretenders everywhere in all the cities.
he doesn't
all
even
the
have
places.
the sword.
And we had one at our tourney.
We did?
At least one. Yes.
God damn
yeah,
it.
okay. Yeah, Tina, that is
No,
that
they
is
were
something.
mystery nights. Well, I could know. They could.
That's something that Tina missed because she left the end of that session, and
Oh,
then
yeah,
she
she did,
must
yeah.
have
Oh.
I
skipped
have
out
to
on the
go to
recap.
sleep. The
She
schedule
must have
is
skipped out at
at
the
12.
recap that happened at the
You
start
go
of
to
last
sleep right
session
now.
too. So Tina, let me refresh you on the recap that I gave at the start of last session. I'm the one here who's least familiar with this lore. Bloodraven, Brandon Rivers. Brendan Rivers? I don't remember his full name.
Yeah, Brendan.
Yes, Bloodraven was here. He was the Green Knight. He
The-
unveiled himself to my character, as well as to the future individual who will be marrying Caladan. Willem, I can't remember his full name off the top of my head. The Anointed Knight.
So, Willem.
Willem.
Yeah, so we had a Bloodraven on visit, and possibly one of the other Mass Knights was Bittersteel or something similar.
Okay, I don't know who Bloodraven is. Some bastard.
Brendan Rivers,
He's
Lord
one of the great
Bloodraven,
bastards.
one of the great bastards. My understanding is that he's exceptionally famed later on for his crazy sorcery powers.
Yep.
And my understanding in the book lore is that he's still kicking around and given green sight to that Stark boy who's a cripple.
Yeah, he's the dude up in the tree that meets Bran. He's the old
Yeah?
old.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
became-
Bloodraven.
He's the free-eyed raven.
Yes,
Yeah, basically.
Oh,
that's Bloodraven.
you know, this is
Um,
another. This is how I like getting news from Game of Thrones. I
and
miss
why
all the nasty stuff,
you
and
see-
then I just get the good stuff.
See, had you known that, perhaps the shading of the omen that occurred while Bree was standing out on the ramparts may have made more sense to you.
There's a
Boo!
big difference between a raven and a falcon.
It was an eagle, actually, Tina.
Yeah.
But
There's Falcons.
Halldamir wrote falconry.
Well,
Halldamir can write whatever he wants. I know
Yeah.
what God said.
Yeah, I said falconry because I thought it was a falcon possibly, and then Malachi elaborated saying it was a red mountain eagle, and so it was a red mountain eagle, not falconry.
So, what is your point about this eagle and whatever omen you're talking about?
I'm saying maybe if you had paid attention to the recap at the start of last session and known that it was Bloodraven, then maybe that might have made more sense as oh, it's an omen.
Yeah, you know, I did pay attention, and I know you said something. Oh, he was the blood raven. It's like, who's that? And no one.
well,
didn't
luckily
get
for
that.
everyone, the videos are up on the channel and can be viewed at any time at your convenience.
Well, I mean, I figured
Oh,
that you would
subscribe.
know more about Bloodraven than I do. This means practically nothing to me.
It means basically
No,
nothing to you.
She wouldn't know anything actually.
Oh, okay.
No, I stopped reading the books when an old man started reading and telling me about what Tyrion Lannister's dick looks like. Then I didn't want any more.
You also missed out on the hot Samwell sex scene. That
That's
was
the worst.
it is really bad.
It's actually
When he starts telling me how this guy's dick looks like, that it's not a normal dick, it's like deformed dick, then I'm like, fuck that shit.
That's a joke statement. All of them are deformed.
It's stupid. He's a dwarf, not a monster. What the fuck?
Well, he's
You
extra
would have a
twisted.
dick like any dude.
You should write a letter. In my
glad we went-
version, in my
I'm glad we
head
went-
canon,
I'm glad we went from
Tyrion
placentas
has
and
a perfect
umbilical
dick.
cords to bent dick.
in my
Good thing we're not on Twitch
head
now.
canon, Tyrion's dick is normal. Everything else is just the same in the world, but that's
Hashtag
the only thing I
Tyrion dick
change.
normal.
Hashtag dick normal.
Hashtag free Tyrion's.
drink now.
That's as far as I could go with the books. That was gross.
But these guys actually aren't very much in the books because we're so far in the past that that you're not gonna get more than we're not gonna get much more than mentions in the actual novel.
Okay. Well, my apologies for assuming that you would understand more of that particular lore than I do, Tina. You, I certainly didn't know the parts that you did, though. I'm glad today I learned. But yes, that was one of the individuals who popped up.
Yeah.
One of the great bastards, which is what Jonas was referring to and said we had at least one great bastard. at our homestead.
And the Bitter Steel is the one that's plotting to start a rebellion. Well, as like canon is.
He's
That's-
with Damon Blackfire, who's actually
Yeah.
like
gonna lead
he's the one who
rebellion.
has the
He
sword.
starts the Blackfire Rebellion.
I remember
This is
that
good.
because I
Probably wrong.
did read the document the guy sent. And he talked a lot about that dude.
So yeah, Blood Rain was at a place, possibly one of the others as well. We don't know.
Okay. So yeah, at least that's what I assumed. Like Jonas, Halldamir, Dark. I just charted that up to like, oh, that's an omen thing. That probably has something to do with Bloodraven. I have no idea what the fuck
I
it
didn't
means, and my
even chart
character doesn't even care.
Yeah, I'm it's like, oh, that's clearly an omen, but Desmond doesn't know that Bloodraven was visiting or what he said.
Yeah,
like it's a
that's-
prophetic visions or
I
like
will also-
he doesn't know nothing about
What
that.
did he say?
Also, it's an eagle, not a raven. that
Also,
For fuck's
died,
sake!
so-
I'm aware of the
we went over
It's
this
not an
already.
omen. Yeah, I'm just saying, let's hope it's not an omen, alright?
What?
I'll also say though, this didn't come to my mind at all because I basically know nothing about Blood Raven either. So it's like,
Yeah, I
Well,
only
what
knew
did
a
he
little bit.
say?
He's like, I'm out. I'm following a certain somebody. See you later. Basically.
That's. I don't think that was an accurate summary.
no, that is not accurate in the
No.
slightest.
that is not the summary you deserve. But it's the summary you got.
I think he did hint that he was possibly following Bitter Steel, although he never said Bitter Steel. He said one of. I can't actually remember the exact wording. But we all thought, oh fuck, he's following Bitter Steel.
That's
About.
not what I thought.
That's not what I thought either.
Oh, that's what me and Jonas thought then.
Okay.
Jonas, is that an actual quote?
You'll have to read the books to find out.
Yes.
Because the one I posted is an actual quote.
You know
yeah,
what?
but is it from the book or the?
You know
I
what?
believe both.
If
My one.
if you read the book and feel violated, then it is time for you to stop reading the book. That's a quote I have now from. that's my quote when it comes to the books.
Yes, to give you a summary, Tina, Lord Bloodraven, whom only revealed himself to Ser Dorian Willem and Bree never told anyone, and neither has Ser Willem, as far as at least we're aware, and story-wise, announced that I'll paraphrase, that everything happened as it was supposed to. He saw great destiny in Bree, and that this would not be the first time they would meet.
Last time.
I stand by what I said, Manikai.
Well,
It would not be the first. You know what?
Well,
Eat
no-
it.
no nobles talks to Nima regardless, so I doubt Willem would talk to Nima because, yeah. You know, the only nobles who talks to Nima is Decim, Bree, sometimes Alaric, and Lanus. Others are like, I don't see her.
I mean, you're kind of part of our house. It makes more things.
Yeah. It would be a bit rude if all of the PCs ignored one PC as well.
No, we're never talking to you ever again.
Yeah. It's like,
No.
hey, you're a peasant. Fuck you.
Ineffective.
You're going to timeout.
I think, but
I
by
should
what you're
get a
saying, I think Bree needs to go in a
sometime.
timeout
I
after this with all the
agree with
leeches.
that, though.
I'm taking the
Get
supreme
knighthood.
arrogance troll
Huh?
back.
Get a knighthood.
What would Nima use a knighthood for?
Then you have low nobility.
Yeah. It's true.
If you become a
He doesn't
member of
have
the
to
King's
prove
Guard, your
anything to
status
those high
raises to
asses.
5.
You know, Ashra's whole, oh, you should call me this. And after that, just ignore her. And you were like, he would never notice if I called him so Ashra from now on.
Probably not.
So-
Not except if there's someone he wants to impress.
Yeah.
How would
It-
Nima know?
She'll know.
You-
But
use her awareness.
if he's being pampered, like all pampered and showing off, then probably not an idea to call him Ashra.
Well, Nima's never in his, what's it called? I'm never in the same room as him,
In his
regardless.
vicinity.
Yeah.
This
So
is
it doesn't really
lordship.
matter. Nima's been like, oh, Ashra? And then when he's next, it's like, oh shit, am I supposed to call him Ashra? Am I gonna get a whipping again?
The only real reason that like we can get away with is that he's laid back.
He is
And-
very laid back.
Yeah.
And he likes small folk.
And honestly, it's only Alaric who can get away with it. Desmond calls him Lord Tyrell.
And
Yeah, but
Alaric probably
Nemo's-
only gets away with it because he knows
it's-
him for so long.
It's Nima purposely forgets to call the lords by their titles because she thinks
And
it's.
it almost got you killed.
Yeah,
Didn't get
literally almost got you killed.
No, it didn't.
If we couldn't have intervened, he could have killed Nima quite easily. Had her
Could
executed.
probably have tried.
He probably could have tried.
Nima is not helpless.
If it wasn't on our,
Nima is not helpless.
if it was
Oh, but
in a
she's not
different
invulnerable either.
person's, no, if it was in a different person's castle, then we probably wouldn't have been able to do anything.
Then Nima would probably have been trying. If he had tried to kill Nima, Nima would have tried to kill him.
And with that, folks, I'm gonna stop the stream. Thank you all for watching. I need to go to bed because I'm getting very tired.
So do I.
Gotta play more XCOM, man.
No, not tonight. I'm gonna play
No,
some
but you
tomorrow.
need to
Tomorrow
rest up.
morning.
You need to rest up to play.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I need to
That-
rest up so I
that-
can get up tomorrow.
It keeps coming up. And, oh, Jonas playing XCOM too. I was like,
I'm actually busy tomorrow. I'm gonna play a little bit of XCOM tomorrow.
I
But,
was gonna say, is it like the Fallout 4 thing that happened, where you just like made like a bunch of food and like cleared like your entire schedule?
it has been that for the past few days. Yes.
It has, because I've been getting notifications non-stop from
But tomorrow
me
I
too.
have things I need to do. Sadly,
He
So,
even ditched uni for a day.
I did.
What?
Tut tut tut.
I said I'm not gonna go to that lecture I have. I'll stay at home and play this instead.
Yeah.
It's probably a dumb.
I'm
lecture.
disappointed in you.
That's
Probably a
Not
dumb
single
lecture anyway.
lecture.
what?
It was
Stupid
a
lecture.
lecture about.
If it was it
Let's
about
see here.
religion?
It was about
Then it's no
religion.
excuse.
What? Damn, girl. No, it was about global governance. Yeah.
I
Oh, you would have fallen asleep in that anyway, so it's
myself,
alright.
but it's not
We
my
don't
job.
we don't have a global government, so it's probably okay.
Oh, that's the thing. Not government. Governance is a difference.
Would a global
We
government?
have had
That's
government.
not humanistic.
But
We've
I'm
had
sure-
governments before, but we are now moving from government to governance.
Jonas has been sucked into the continuing to talk
Like
vortex.
Advent.
Where we before, in the olden ways, had a centrally controlled, centrally planned nation state. It seems more like we are moving towards a network-based system, where more like market and actors are taking more of a
And
role.
Facebook.
No.
Actor celebrity culture.
Remember
I got to
when
talk
you
about
talk
my
about
field.
biology, and I'm like not making
Yeah.
fun of you.
I don't see how you
Some-
could.
Poor
Some
Jonas.
professional courtesy here, man. Like this
Poor
I
is.
make it's self irony. I was acting stupid. It's like I
the
know what
resigned sigh of Jonas then. Like I felt his soul just sink.
This week it's been.
You know, you could try and make fun,
I love
but
you,
it
Jonas.
wouldn't work.
At least
I-
someone does.
It's gonna come back and bite me in the ass anyway because on Monday I need to sit down and write up a paper on the lecture I skipped out on anyway. So it was just
Oh,
a
wow.
calculated. It was a calculated of things. Yep.
Kick the can
Wow.
forward.
Are you happy you
Well,
made
you
the
know, after this,
risk?
you cannot.
Totally.
What?
I had him ask me if I thought it was worth it, and I said yes.
Well, regardless, after this, you cannot go all. This is so typical students that they make their assignments the day before it's supposed to be delivered. You cannot use.
typically
You cannot
students.
use that anymore.
It
Of
is
course it is.
typical
It's typically
student.
student.
Yeah. Jonas
you
is a student.
s-
He did it.
He is a student right now.
Yeah.
I just usually have a lot of extra planning when I do it. I plan out. I see. Okay, how many pages do I need to write? This many. Okay, how many do I need to write per day to get it done the day before? Okay, this many, and that's what I do. That's my entire setup and plan for writing my assignments, and it has worked so far. It has worked great.
You are so organized for a student, man.
I got
What
got
do
an
I want
A
to
on my master's course in political theory. I will have you know.
I did a 2,000 word essay in 2 hours at college before I was meant to hand it in. I
Oh,
am that
how
bad
did
at
you do that?
procrastinating.
The only thing I have done that was we were doing my one of the earlier larger, not the, it's like a pre-bachelor thesis thing. That project went south very badly, and it was basically me and the other dude that was sitting there writing it up until an hour before
Yeah.
it was gonna be handed in. We sat up for, I think it was like 30 hours in one go, just writing this thing.
I hate that.
I literally
It was-
printed it
it was
off
really
and
bad.
went
It was
to
really-
class.
and after that,
Feels absolutely terrible.
it was terrible.
And after doing it,